Hello everyone, Lamp TV here, bringing you another video. New shiny name change. I know it's crazy. Uh, I figured it was time, for a name change, mainly because my old name being incredibly Swedish, and any person who is not Swedish had big troubles pronouncing, typing, and finding me online. So that's the big reason why I decided to change my name. Another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is inactivity on YouTube. First and foremost, I would like to apologize for the very long inactivity I've had on YouTube. It must be like 4 or 5 months now. It's a really long time, and I just wanted to shortly kind of explain why that is. Uh, the short version is I've basically been busy with work and other real life stuff. So yeah, I'm not really gonna go more into that. Basically, I've been very busy. I've been wanting to do this so much, as much as I did before. I had a lot of time off work when I started doing this, and that's the big reason why I was able to do it so much. But having to work full time again, it kind of messes things up quite a bit, and working the afternoon shift constantly doesn't really help either. You get home from work and you're exhausted and all that kind of stuff. But I decided that it's time for me to grab myself by the neck and just, as soon as I have a window of opportunity, I'm gonna be doing this again. So to all of you who stuck around and stayed sub to me during this time, I thank you a lot. It means a lot to me, and I hope you will stay satisfied in the future, because I'm gonna be making these videos again a lot more. Mainly guide videos to start with, and then with the release of Legion Beta, which I will hopefully get a key to, I'm going to be making a shit ton of videos for that if I actually do get that beta key. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Right, with all that explanatory part of the video out of the way, let's jump into the guide, so to speak. As you can see here, I have a priest. It's my priest that I recently made. I believe I made it right before the Hellfire Citadel patch was released, so I haven't really played that much priest, but I'm a fast learner, and I do consider myself sort of viable to be making a guide out of this, as I have been PvPing for quite some time. Almost 10 years now, I think, so I have pretty good grasp on most of the classes, and yeah. Anyway, another thing that I'm gonna mention before I get started as well is the type of guides I made before. They were really big, really long. They were up to an hour. The reason for this is because I wanted to try and cover everything sort of in one big guide, and a lot of people like that and a lot of people didn't like it, so they kind of balance the scales a bit. I'm gonna be making these guides as I have before, but I'm gonna chop them up into every section, so to speak. So I'm kind of aiming for these guides to be like 10-15 minutes max each, and there's probably gonna be like 3-4 of them per class, so to speak, depending on what I want to cover. But mainly I'm gonna stick to the same things I covered in my previous guides, but just like chopped up, so to speak, so you know, for future reference. So what might I be covering in this guide, you might ask? Well, in this guide I decided to start by covering the whole gearing process and the stat prior that comes with it. I figured they fit pretty nicely together, as the gear and the stats are really close hand in hand, you know? Right, as you can see here, on my priest, I recently finished gearing this guy a couple of days ago. The season released last week, I think. Yeah, it was last week. So I spent most of the weekend when I was not working gearing this guide, so I could explain my thought process on the whole thing for you guys in this video today. The thing I'm going to be mentioning first is this is the new blue gear that they released in this new patch, which will be the warmongering arena season. As you can see here, this is the blue gear. Nothing special. They all have the same secondary stats as all the other seasons in WoD and blah 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 blah. But one thing I noticed is the item level, and I'm not sure if this is meant to be, but it probably is. But in the very start of the season, this gear was 685 out of combat. Now it's 700, which is the same as the old season's epic gear. And now you're probably asking yourself, but Lamp, why do you point this out? Well, the only reason why I'm pointing this out is because Disc Priest is very, very, very special. It's kind of an underdog class. We don't really have that many escapes. We often get stuck in roots and slows and whatnot. That is not magical effects, so you tend to get trained a lot, easily stunned and all that jazz. So versatility is a key stat. I'm gonna go back to the whole stat priority more deeply after I'm done with the gearing, but I'm mentioning this now to prove a point with the gearing. Versatility is one of your best stats, mainly because it gives more healing, which helps you survive, and decreased damage taken, which also helps you survive. Now, the reason why I'm pointing this out is because the blue gear, not a single piece of the blue gear has never had, and probably never will have, versatility. So if you're gonna start this season by playing Disc Priest and maybe jumping into, I don't know, 3v3, 5v5 rated BGs, there's gonna be a lot of players there who's gonna want to train you, and if you jump in there with full blue gear and no versatility, you're gonna have a bad time. So what I figured I'd do, since the blue gear and the epic previous season gear have the same item level outside and inside PvP combat, I decided to get some off pieces with versatility mastery, because you know, these are your best stats. So what I decided to do is I got the versatility mastery off piece shoulders from previous season gear belt with the versatility mastery, and a chest with versatility multi-strike. I got this from Astra, and this is not the optimal piece, I do believe. I still haven't done the maths between the set piece and this off piece, but it gives versatility, so I'm staying with it for now. And then I got the last season's haste mastery boots. Now you could have probably easily as well gotten the blue ones for haste mastery, but the point I'm trying to make is that the old season gear, the epic gear from the old season, the boots and bracers have crit versatility, but the reason why I don't have these is because mastery is still a very vital secondary for Disc Priest. I would actually say that mastery and versatility are pretty much on par, so you kind of don't want too much of either one of them. You kind of want to balance them out as much as you can, because the mastery also gives you a flat increased portion of your absorption spells and your flat healing as well. So that's why I'm kind of deciding to put versatility and mastery on kind of on par. So, but I mean, you can customize this if you want. You can go flat versatility or flat mastery as well, without any versatility, I guess. Like, it all depends on your playstyle and how confident you are in the class, but I prefer to go with kind of a mix between the two, seeing as I was able to rack up quite high versatility number. If you're going for my kind of playstyle, I would recommend getting at least 15% versatility, as it helps you mitigate some of the reduction of healing that you get from one of your spells. But I'm going to cover that in the next video, where I talk about talents and glyphs. But yeah, anyway, I figured I'd just like try and explain that really quickly to you guys, so you kind of get the thought process as to why I have some epic pieces and some blue pieces. Oh, I almost forgot. I bought the versatility mastery legs as well. So you're seeing here, well, before I even started rambling about this, you see I'm only using 2-piece at the moment. I'm going to be experimenting a little bit with this later as well, but I do feel like since the playstyle of the priests, any comp that you play a priest is kind of fast-paced, both in 3s, 5s, rated BGs. Like, sure, pain suppression cooldown reduced by 60 seconds would be really, really great, but then again, the games shouldn't really last more than 3 minutes anyway when you're playing with a priest, especially when you're playing RMP, for example. Like, you go in really fast-paced, you go aggressive as hell, you dispel everything, clean them up, and then MD, and then you try and score a kill, you know, boom. Like, really fast. So even though you reduce the pain suppression cooldown to 2 minutes, like it's at this point I don't really feel it's worth it. I haven't done much 3s yet, but that's my take on it, so to speak. So that is why I skipped 4Ps and got more versatility mastery instead. But that might change in the future, and of course I'm gonna let you guys know about this in a future video if I do feel that I'm gonna change it. Let's see what else. All right, stat priority, of course, yeah. So as I mentioned, overall, you don't want to get too much versatility or too much mastery. Like, they're both on par. Those are definitely your best stats to get, hands down, in my opinion anyway. As I said, I kind of go 50-50 on these two stats. So, bluntly said, you go versatility equals mastery, and then you go haste. You should get as much haste as you can after versatility mastery, and then you go crit, because crits give you Aegis, which is an extra absorption spell, which is nice. Then you go multi-strike for those extra penance ticks and just, you know, general multi-strike procs. And then last but not least, you go spirit, and then you might be telling yourself, well, Lamp, oh, you're a healer, why don't you go for spirit? Well, spirit in itself is not a bad stat, but as I said again, any comp with Disc Priest, whether it's PG, rated PG arenas, tend to go really fast, so you're not really gonna find yourself and even if you do, you probably did something wrong in the tactics to begin with. So, I mean, right now I'm running with the legendary ring just for extra versatility, but you could get another PvP ring here instead with spirit and haste if you'd like. I mean, knock yourself out, but I don't think one spirit item is gonna do you that much different, so I'm sticking with this for now. But yeah, like, that's my take on it, at least. If you feel differently, I would love for you guys to let me know in the chat, or not the chat, sorry, the comments below, as I really do like to discuss these things with you guys. And if you guys have any take, anything like, oh, Lamp, you're so wrong, or here, look at this instead, like, constructive criticism is always, you know, fun to get. So please feel free to let me know that, stuff like that, sorry, in the comment section below. And also, if you have any requests, any questions about any other class, I've only made 4 class guides, I believe, with this one so far, but I have a pretty good take on all classes in the game, as I've been playing this game for way too long. But the reason why I haven't made more guides yet is because I still feel like I need to, you know, play the class for a certain amount of time before I'm sort of eligible to make a guide, so to speak. So yeah, that is my take on this. As I said, let me know what you guys think about this whole guide and this whole new system that I'm thinking about, chopping up the guides into smaller pieces. And yeah, I think that is pretty much it for this video. The next video I'm going to be talking about talents and glyphs, and we'll go more deeply into what I was talking a little bit about earlier before I got into the stat prio in this video. One last thing before I go, if you enjoy this video, please leave me a like, share this with your friends, social media, your mom, your dad, your dog, like, just share it with everyone, as it helps me out so much. It is really appreciated. Thanks to all of you who stuck around once again for my long inactivity. Thanks to all of you who stayed subbed. It means a lot to me, and yeah, I can guarantee you I will be here for the long run this time. I will be. I really will be. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this time. I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much again, and peace.